Why smartphone films? Do you think they could be the future of filmmaking? Yes, smartphones are the future of filmmaking. Why not? Uh, I think technology has always, especially film technology, is always evolving, and I think the smartphone device as a filmmaking tool was inevitable, and it's very exciting. It's a very exciting tool, and the immediacy of it, the flexibility of it, and obviously the low cost of it is incredibly liberating and exciting. So they certainly are the future of filmmaking, and I myself am looking forward to making a film on an iPhone. Especially for documentary, I think it's brilliant. So I'm been so busy working on the technologies. I've now got to kind of really get my finger out and explore the potentialities of smartphone filmmaking. How big a game changer do you think they are? Well, I think they're already changing the game. I think you can see in films like Tangerine and the films of Steven Soderbergh, they're already becoming part of the mainstream. In a way, I don't think it doesn't really matter what you shoot on, really. Ultimately, um, it still always boils down to the idea, to the story, to the emotions that you're trying to convey, and it really doesn't matter what you shoot on, really. Um, so, but in terms of changing the game, I think they already have, and the fact that you're having this film festival is testament to that. And I still think, as I said, I think it's an exciting time, and we're yet to see where it's going to go. What do you think of the potential advantages of filming on a smartphone? Well, the advantages are kind of self-evident. The fact that the camera's only this size, you can shoot up to 4K on it. You're not bound by the tyranny of all the other paraphernalia and the technology that goes with a normal camera setup. And what I think is very exciting about it is that because of its intimacy, because of its scale, and because of its size, it'll create a whole new form, a whole new way of telling stories, and that's very exciting. That's very, very thrilling, and to me, that's what excites me. Thinking about, well, how can you actually make a film? Where can you go with it? What can you do with it? And I've always fantasized about being able to make a film totally by myself, without a crew. And that's something that I think you can do now. You can go anywhere in the world with an iPhone and shoot the most incredible scenery, shoot the most incredible people, come across the most incredible stories, just all within the palm of your hand. I'm acknowledged of being one of the hardest working directors in Australia. What are the biggest changes you've seen in the industry? Well, there's been a lot of changes, and they're still coming across the transom. I think the biggest change is the fact that everything's changing. Nothing is staying constant. And obviously, streaming is one of the most fundamental changes that's happening in the film and TV landscape. It's affecting both film and television profoundly. And that's both, again, exciting and also terrifying, because I think no one knows yet where it's going to land, like what is going to happen. But I think one of the most profound challenges that we've got, and one of the biggest challenges we've got in this country is streaming and making sure that we maintain some kind of quota system, or some kind of capped expenditure system for the streamers, and that we keep making Australian content for Australian stories, for Australian audiences, and for international audiences. I think that's incredibly important, because currently, my generations before me, of filmmakers and storytellers have benefited from quotas, from there being a certain amount of expenditure allowed for Australian content, and that's the only way this industry can survive. What am I working on at the moment? Well, my film Danger Close, The Battle of Long Tan, has just come out in cinemas. It's in a cinema near you, hopefully, right now. So go and see it if you haven't. I've currently finished off a block of Doctor Doctor for Channel 9. And I'm working on two documentaries, two feature-length documentaries. Primarily one about Joy McKean, who's Slim Dusty's wife, a film called Slim and I. So I'm working on two documentaries. The other one I can't announce yet. Are you planning on using a smartphone to film any of your future projects? Yes, I am planning to use a smartphone to shoot a future project. I've got a couple of ideas in mind. As I said before, I think what I'm really interested in using them for is for a documentary, because it's just a great way to gather material very quickly, very cheaply, very instantly, and very intimately, especially interviews. Part of the problem with documentaries is, wrangling a crew and wrangling all of that machinery that you need. And sometimes people are only available for a short window of time, so an iPhone is just a perfect device for that. And as I said before, I'm interested in using it for dramatic features as well. I like the idea of making a film totally by myself. I don't know what it would be about or how I would do it, but I've got an instinctive idea or an instinct and a sort of a premonition that it's going to happen, that I'm going to do it. So stay tuned. What do you think is the potential future for VR 360-degree films or 360 films? Well, I think the potential future is very promising. Again, it's a new medium and a new language. And with that becomes a whole range and realm of opportunities. And I think generationally, 360 films will become, hopefully, a platform, a genre, an art form of its own. And maybe we're yet, the Stanley Kubricks of 360 films are maybe yet to be born or have just been born. So again, let's stay tuned. I'll definitely be keeping my eyes open for those. Finally, what are your 3 top pieces of advice to budding filmmakers? Okay, my first bit of advice is to just make a film. By hook or crook, just make a film or make films, because that's the only way you learn. Just do it. Don't talk about it, don't think about it, don't go to film school for it. If you want to go to film school, go, but you don't have to go to film school to make a film. You can make a film, especially on an iPhone. Second piece of advice I can give is that when you've made a film, if you've made a film and you've got it released, make the next one. Move on. Keep on moving. Don't make it the be-all and end-all. It's a journey. And my third bit of advice is don't read reviews. Don't even read the good reviews. Reviews are a little bit like alcohol or like wine. You can drink too much of it and enjoy it and get drunk and have a bad hangover. Because with every good review comes a bad review. And again, like bad alcohol, you can get poisoned, you can get sick up here. So it's best to basically march to your own drum. It's nice to get encouragement, yes, but ultimately you shouldn't be making films because of getting good reviews or getting accolades. You should be making films because you have to, because it's the only thing that you want to do or you can do. It's got to come from here. And I guess that's where I come from as a filmmaker. I make films for deeper reasons and more important reasons than just getting good reviews. So that's what I've learned. They're the 3 pieces of advice I wish I could have given myself at the beginning of my career. So I'm giving it to you now, and hopefully it makes sense. Okay, thanks.